Yo, YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy, Simp Abezy. We are back in the video, guys, and today, man, I am very excited to get this video out. We are doing the best duos of all time, the top 10 duos of all time in Call of Duty history. There's some incredible ones and so many guys that don't make the top 10 that are fantastic duos that had such an impact on the history of competitive CoD and even up till now, up till today. And we're gonna be going through a lot of those guys today, so I'm very excited. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Let's go. So here's the template we're working with here, the best duos of all time. There's a lot of really good players, and this was really tough to kind of figure out who the top 10 was going to be. I had probably like 15 or 20 potential duos, and we'll go through some of the honorable mentions at the end of the video because there's some awesome guys that are getting left out of this list. But finally, without further ado, at number 10, we have a historical duo, one of the best duos in CoD history, obviously, and one that goes down in history from back in the day. I had to include this one because they were so dominant coming up at the beginning of the competitive Call of Duty scene. We've got Merck and Big Timer at number 10. Bang, right there. But it's one of the best of all time for sure. They ran it up together in Modern Warfare 2, kind of on the come up, and then in Black Ops 1 and MW3. They absolutely dominated, and like realistically, you could throw Rambo in this mix as well. You could say Rambo and Big Timer, Merck and Rambo. They're as much of a trio as anything else. These guys had to find themselves onto this list because they were just so good. Merck and Big Timer at number 10. So at number 9, this duo had to make the list, but there's so many guys who have been together for so long at this point and done so much together that I couldn't justify putting them higher than 9, even though they had such a massive impact on the scene and grew the scene so much together. When it comes to the importance in competitive CoD history, they're number 1. But when it comes to the best duos of all time, they're just, you know, a little bit outside the top 5. But obviously what I'm talking about, Scump and Nadeshot. And I made that first card myself, but the rest of these cards are made by Lion Man on Twitter. You gotta go give him a follow, at @VLionMan on Twitter. He's a beast. He puts out so many of these cool cards like this for players and duos and everything else. Go give him a follow, go check him out because he put out some awesome content there. But again, look at the stats here. You can see it, 24 events attended. Their average placing really solid. LAN wins, they were great. And they duoed it up for quite a few years together in their time on OpTic Gaming. Like I said, when it comes to the impact that they had on the scene, they're number 1. But for now, they're at number 9 in the best duos of all time. So now at number 8, we're switching it up because we're having a duo that's still making it happen today. And if they keep this up, they could easily find their way inside the top 5 very soon. And I think you figured out who I'm talking about. We're talking about Simp and Abezy, currently on Atlanta Faze, who of course dominated on E United back in Black Ops 4. And so far into this season, I mean, they made it happen, winning champs in BO4 with E United, RC's Priestahh and Clay on their team. And then this year on Faze, won multiple tournaments, played fantastic all year long as a duo, finished second at champs behind Dallas Empire. And if they keep this up, they're gonna be flying up this leaderboard because of how good they've been lately and how good they could still be in the upcoming year or two or more as well. So Simp and Abezy are at number 8. So at number 7, they may not have necessarily been dubbed as a duo in their careers because there was a kind of like just a dominance overall, but that wasn't necessarily associated with these two players as being a duo. But when you see how they performed together when they were teaming, come on, man. They gotta qualify as a duo. At number 7 is Crim and Karma. I mean, just look at those stats, man. That's insane. 21 events, average placing of 2.6. Look at the LAN series map count, ridiculous. Finals appearances, outrageous. And of course, how they performed in champs. Through their time on Complexity together, they were insane. Definitely deserving of a top 10 spot. Crim and Karma at number 7. So heading into number 6, this is one of the longest standing duos in CoD history. My goodness, Attach and Zoomaa dominated for such a long time together across a flurry of games. On Faze Clan, they were a duo. Then they went on to the New York Subliners this year and still made it happen together, winning event in 2020 as a duo. Their duo run together just came to an end in Roster Mania this year. Look at the stats. They played 44 tournaments together. They've had a handful of iconic wins together, winning 5 of the 6 finals they've appeared in. Definitely a legendary duo. They come in at number 6. So drum roll. We're now going into the top 5 duos of all time. So coming in at number 5, I mean, these guys are GOATs. They're some of the greatest of all time to ever do it. Currently, one just retired. The other one currently doesn't have a spot in the league. What in the world, man? We're talking about Jake Cap and John, top 5 duo of all time for sure. Their runs on Envy together, LG together, they've been so good in their careers. They started teaming together back in Black Ops 3 and teamed all the way through the end of World War II. They had so much success, of course, COD champs and everything else with how they played in BO3, IW, and even into World War II. They were fantastic. And man, COD history would not be the same without these guys. Top 5 for sure, John and JCat. So coming in at number 4, we have another duo who just ended another stint together. It sucks so bad because 5v5 ended up being so great for them. But at number 4, we've got Crimsix and Clayster. Of course, dating back all the way to BO2, when Crim and Clay started dominating together on Complexity before that whole fiasco went down. They have some insane history together. And you look at the average placings, 1.82. That's insane. And with them capping it off with a COD championship this year in Modern Warfare, that catapulted them into the top 5, sitting at 4 now. Their legacy, their history together, and their success over a long period of time has to put them inside the top 4 in this way. Crim and Clay have been doing it, and they did it again in Modern Warfare. They're fantastic. A top 4 duo of all time, for sure. So this top 3 was so tough in nitpicking and trying to decide how I would sort this out. But at the end of the day, this is what we came up with at number 3. We've got a legendary duo dating all the way back to MW2 when they dominated the scene. They made it happen in Black Ops 1. They made it happen in BO2, in Ghost. Aches and TP are the 3rd best duo of all time. They're absolutely insane. I mean, just look at those stats. That's outrageous. The win percentages, the events they've played together, the championships they've had, the tournament wins, it's all there. And they are absolutely unbelievable legends in the COD scene. A few years ago, they were undoubtedly the number 1 duo of all time. But because of the recent events, you know, we've had to sift this around a little bit for the other 2 duos out there. But at the end of the day, Aches and TP are legends. Them as a duo is legendary. And they are unquestionably deserving of a top 3 spot on this list. So I would imagine a lot of you figured out who these top 2 duos are. But at number 2, we've got some of the legends of the OpTic Gaming dynasty dating back a long time now. We've got Crim and Karma coming in at number 2. You don't really have to look at the stats to put them inside the top 3. At the end of the day, for how long they've played together, dating all the way back to Complexity and their dominance early on in COD's history. And then, of course, Karma joins the OpTic Gaming soon-to-be dynasty, replacing Nadeshot in AW, and they never looked back. And not only that, but Crim and Karma stayed together in Black Ops 4, and they found another tournament win, another top 3 placing at COD champs. These guys are winners, and they've done it for a long time. Of course, Karma retired during Modern Warfare. You couldn't take it playing that game anymore, but at the end of the day, this duo has done it all. They've won it all, and they are absolutely legendary. Number 2 on the list of best duos of all time. So coming in at number 1, this isn't a shocker at this point, but come on, man. T2P has done it all. Their win percentage is absurd. And again, it's hard to separate Crim and Karma and Scump and Formal because they've all been there. They've all done it. They've all won. They won together for a long time. Formal and Scump now on the Huntsmen, and Crim and Karma are still on OpTic and BO4. So at the end of the day, Scump and Formal just barely edge out Crim and Karma. They were terrifying on the map in AW, BO3, IW. Those 3 years especially, they were so good as a duo. And then you're looking at this year, Modern Warfare, and they were still very good. And heading into next season and heading into Cold War, I'd imagine they're going to keep it up and keep it going. So at the end of the day, this duo is still putting points on the board, trying to extend the gap between them and the rest of the duos in COD's history. Not only is Scump the king of COD, but he's rightfully crowned, him and Formal, as the best duo in COD history. So there it is, the best duos of all time. But I did want to give a few shout outs to some of the honorable mentions because there's so many great ones in the history of Call of Duty. So obviously, Hook and Temp were right there. I mean, Merck and Rambo, like I'd mentioned previously, right there as well. Priestahh and Arcides, they gotta be an honorable mention because of their duo-ship as twins. Then you've got guys like Kenny and Accuracy, Looney and Gunless, kind of dating back to COD World War II. And then there's some guys like Saints and Slack who have really done it together. And then like you could even go like Jordan Bance, guys like that who just are so good, but just barely missed out on the top 10 list of all time for the duos. So I want to at least give a few shout outs to those guys because they're so deserving and just fantastic duos in COD history. And it definitely paid me not to have them in the list. So there it is. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did, like, comment, subscribe, share the video if you guys really enjoy it. Hit the notification bell, of course. And of course, the gaming channel, I'll be posting a lot of content. COD Cold War is just like a day or two away at this point. So absolutely just so pumped for it, and I can't wait to post some more gameplay. So the gaming channel, links down in the description for that. Go check that out and subscribe and hit the notification bell there as well. But as always, guys, I'm your boy Faze, and we will see you next time.